Hi everybody, it's Lisa from SuttonsDaze, and today is day 27, the 27th of September, September being National Preparedness Month, and we are trying to bring you a video every single day in an effort to inspire you to become better prepared in your day-to-day life. So today we're going to talk about self-defense. Not go out and buy a gun, not start wielding a knife around, basic self-defense that just about all of us can muster up to some extent or another. Okay. Probably one of the first and best things that you can do when it comes to self-defense is to become mentally prepared. Now, how do you become mentally prepared for self-defense, right? Sit down, use your imagination. This takes nothing, no money, no nothing. Just sit down and think about, okay, what do I have to do? What would happen? What would happen if somebody broke into my house? What would I do? What would happen if somebody came up on me in the parking lot? What would I do? Run through these scenarios in your head. Some people might have some problems doing this, it might be difficult for them to imagine these scenarios, or they might not like the repercussions. Let me give you a for instance. The other day when I did the video about security around the home, we had a major storm roll in that night, and so the dogs were already a little spacey, and they got me up later that night. I got no sleep that night, but the first thing that woke me up was the fact that I had a dream, and I dreamt that somebody was trying to break into the house. And in my dream, to be perfectly blunt, I was a badass. Okay, but in real life, would it have gone that way? Probably not. But it must have been brought on by the conversation, because I normally don't remember my dreams, but, I went through the whole thing of what would I do? How would I react? Where would I try to secure things? How would I try to protect myself? How would I fight back? Okay. And this is something that I have always done. I have always, imagined what would happen. It's thinking 4 steps, ahead of where you are, just to make sure that you can get to that 4th step. And I mentioned this when I talked about winning the lottery and how insecure we are in this house if I were to win the lottery, right? So, just simple little acts like that. Become mentally prepared. Think of every possible scenario that there could be. Not to scare yourself, to prepare yourself. There's a significant difference, okay? You don't want to become scared. You want to prepare yourself and mentally work through how you would handle that. Now, whether or not, that's the way it would go down, hopefully you never have to find out. Just the act of mentally exercising that and mentally preparing yourself for that kind of thing really does stick. It really does stick in your head that, so that if anything like that, heaven forbid, did happen, you would have those mental exercises, thank you, to rely on. How should I do this? Okay, so I should do this, or I should do this, or, mentally prepare. Probably one of the best things you could do, okay? Number 2 is to have a plan. Now, having a plan involves mental imagery, okay, because that's one of the things that you'll do for that, and to learn how to handle yourself. So not all of us are going to be, great martial arts experts or, karate, what do they call it? I don't know. Anyway, so, a lot of us can't fight back physically as much as we would like to, or we could have 20, 30 years ago, okay? So you have to have another plan. Now, there are classes just about everywhere, even our little town. There are classes that you can take for self-defense, especially for women. Women's self-defense classes are really big now. So if you can, if that's something that you physically feel like you can take. If you don't physically feel like you can take it, investigate it and see if it's an option. If you know you can't physically take it, start working on another plan, okay? You can take those classes, or you can go on YouTube. You can learn a whole bunch of this stuff on YouTube, you guys. And it's a great way to work through that plan, okay? But it comes back down to the mental imagery. You have to know what you're going to fight against, or you have to have some kind of idea of what you're going to be up against. Even if it's imaginary, there's enough nonsense on the TV and the movie screen now that you can definitely pick up ideas. Okay. The next one is something I firmly believe in. Follow your intuition. The sixth sense was given to us as a survival technique. Now, we don't have to use it a whole lot, most of us anymore, but it's there for a reason. And you need to learn to listen to it and to make judgments based on it. And that's the great part about being a human, is that for our sixth sense, we have the capacity to make judgments. But typically, that little alarm goes off for a reason. And we need to start paying attention to it. So trust your intuition, okay? The next one, situational awareness. Be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of what's happening around you at all times, whether you are at home, whether you are at the store, walking out to the car. Be prepared during all of those times. Nowadays in the workplace, it's dangerous. So your situational awareness is important there also. When you're going to pay bills, when you're at the post office, be aware when you walk in the door. Look around. Stop, look around. Nobody's in that much of a hurry, trust me. Look around. See how many people are in there. See what they look like they're doing. See how they're acting. See if anybody's kind of suspicious that you need to watch just a little bit closer just in case, okay? When you walk out to your car, have your keys ready. If you have to, if you feel more comfortable, put a key between each finger in a fist like that. Hold the key ring in your hand like a fist like that. Awesome. Awesome tool right there, okay? Be aware of your surroundings. Situational awareness is very important. Next is to don't look like a victim. What does a victim look like? I don't know. Don't look down when people look at you. Look at the people coming at you in the face. Make sure that people coming at you know that you're looking at them and that you recognize them and that you're aware of them, okay? When you're talking to people, when you're at the cash register, at Walmart, be aware of who's around you. Look at the cashier. Look at the people in line behind you. Look at the people walking past you. Don't just absently look down, Pay attention to the people around you and hold yourself in such a way that you don't look like a victim. Like you look like you're there, okay? Don't just dangle your purse from your arms. Don't, talk on the phone and look around. No, those are ways that you look like a victim, okay? So that's exactly what you don't want to do, because those are the people they're looking for. So don't look like a victim. The next one is to know your strengths and their weaknesses. So maybe your leg strength is really good, but your arm's not so good. What are you going to do? Oh, you're going to kick them in the groin, or you're going to run, okay? Vice versa. If your legs aren't so good, but you have pretty decent upper body strength, then you are going to stand and you are going to scratch. You are going to punch. Something that I remember from, I'm going to say childhood, okay, was being told that part of your hand right there, coming full force up at somebody's nose, will most likely kill them. Well, I have a real strong belief that if they're trying to harm you, you have that right. If they're trying to harm you and you're truly in the right, okay, then your defense is already taken care of. You did what you had to do to stop them. Find those little tricks, and it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt when you do it, but it's going to hurt them a heck of a lot more, okay? So learn what you're strong at and figure out what their weakness is. Go for the groin. Go for the nose. Go for the scratching. If they get that close, have no hesitation about putting your thumbs where their eyeballs should be, okay? Do what you have to do to stop them, period, no matter what the situation is. And remember, the next one is to remember that you have the right to fight. You have the right to defend yourself and to protect yourself. Don't be a victim. You have the right to hurt somebody that's trying to hurt you. Never forget that. Really never forget that. Last but not least, I guess don't be relocated. What I mean by that is don't let somebody take you from one area and relocate you to another area. Don't let them put you in a car. Don't let them keep you in a car. Don't let them move you into another room. Don't let them take you, any place other than where you are when you encounter them. That is probably one of the more dangerous scenarios. If they relocate you, then there's normally some kind of major trouble happening. So do everything you can to stay or to get in control of where you are. Don't let them take you to where they're in control. These are really some basics. These are some simple basics, okay? And most of it is just paying attention. Most of it's just being aware and understanding that you have the right to protect yourself. Period. So I hope this helps a little bit. I would love to hear your comments in the section, and your comments in the comment section below. Again, this post is not talking about guns. It's not talking about knives, but I'm not opposed to them if you know how to use them. Okay. I have them, so know how to use them. That's the number one important thing. But if you don't have them, if they're not something that you're comfortable with, then these little tips hopefully will get you better prepared and on your toes for a possibility, something that could come down the pike that I hope never ever does. 99% of the people that you encounter on a daily basis will do you no harm. So that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be looking for that one that might. Okay? Oh boy, day 27. Okay, so remember, if you like what we do here, please hit that like, subscribe, and share. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook. And until the next time, be safe. Bye.